Welcome back to the show. Check out these headlines here. We got XRP ranked at the top of a global index provider. You're going to love it. And Ripple talking about the dozens of central banks. We got that and so much more. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, $2.67 trillion market cap for crypto. The market is off by 0.7%, and everything's pretty much off here. 69,300 plus for Bitcoin, 3,600 plus for Ethereum, 112 billion plus market cap for Tether at the moment. XRP at the number 8 spot is 49 cents. We're up 0.4 on the 24-hour, off by 4.5 on the 7-day. Don't forget, we'll be seeing the Ripple stablecoin soon enough on this list. This is going to be amazing. I cannot wait. And then we see the range of price between 50 and 51 cents. We'll keep an eye on it. Let's get started right away. Lots to go over. To the good people of Massachusetts here, you know who this is. This is the one and only John Deaton, ladies and gentlemen. And I believe he is going to be the next senator of Massachusetts. And I say, to the good people of Massachusetts, if you're tired of hearing Senator Warren talk the talk of the people, but walk the walk for special interest groups like big banks, which she claims she wouldn't let happen, then you'll want to check out John Deaton for Senate. Now, we all know the power of him and what he's done for all of us, and I know he'll do the same for the state of Massachusetts and all the good people there. But what I want to say is do not be afraid. Even if you don't live in that state, you can call and you can leave a message at that office professionally and politely that you want John Deaton to be the next senator. Why not call? Why not start getting the support and the conversation heard around the world? Why not let Senator Warren know that it's time to start packing her bags? Okay, that's what's going on here. And Senator Warren has gotten so scared that she has actually brought in a plant, just like Nikki Haley was a plant inside of the Republican Party for Democrats. Well, Ian Kane is a plant in Massachusetts. In fact, he's the Nikki Haley of Massachusetts. And I want everybody in Massachusetts to know it. And if everybody doesn't know it in Massachusetts, I want all of us to help everybody in Massachusetts to know it. The only real candidate to consider in this election is John Deaton. Please donate what you can. Looking at this right here, Robinhood's agreement to buy the crypto exchange Bitstamp will expand trading platforms' global reach to ensure participation in the crypto markets regardless of the SEC's actions. And I say to you, this gets pretty positive for us that we may see XRP listed as well on this platform, Robinhood, because we haven't seen it as of yet, right? Now, I want you to hear this because this is getting exciting about Flare Network and F Assets and the whole idea of where the system is built and designed to move to, which in fact is DeFi, right? Now, Hugo here explains exactly what F Assets are. Take a listen.
I got a lot of questions from the community. I have questions for myself. Maybe we can start with the launch of the open beta for F Assets. Tell us about that.
Cool. So for any new listeners, let's define what F Assets are.
Sure.
So we're working on things called XRP, FBTC, to name a few. There are obviously other potential F Assets, but we're focusing on XRP and FBTC. So what is that? Really, F Assets is a bridge. It's a bridge to be able to use your token from those networks which do not have smart contracts on Flare with smart contracts and therefore with dApps like DeFi, and also for payments. You could do payments, for instance, perhaps less applicable to XRP, but certainly applicable to Bitcoin. Very cheap, very fast payments as well. But being able to use your XRP or your Bitcoin in DeFi, is a valuable reason. But really, there are other bridges for these kind of things. Why F assets? Well, F assets is the only bridge that has been built with verifiable economic security. Everything else is sort of relies on a form of trust, or you can't really at any time fully understand the economic security. So that's F assets.
And that's good to know, and a great breakdown from Hugo there. Now what we want to know is, how does a regulator see Flare networks inside of a regulatory framework? That is really the piece to the puzzle, certainly, that I want to know, right? So we shall see. Super excited about this, because ultimately DeFi, whether it's Flare Networks or some other DeFi platform, is really where things are going. So look, the quicker we can get here, the better. But we can't get here, or at least I can't get there, until I know that the regulators are with us. XRP has been selected as the preferred option in Europe. Ripple has collaborated with Clear Junction, a prominent global provider of cross-border payment solutions for regulated institutions, facilitating immediate and secure pound and euro payouts with additional currencies on the horizon, speedier and more effective transactions throughout the UK and European Union. Look, when I see this, the first thing I start thinking of is Ripple's stablecoin for the US dollar, right? And then you think about all of these other introductions of the digital dollars and CBDCs from around the other countries and areas of the world. This is the new system coming together right before our eyes. And when we get regulatory clarity, how cool will it be that you could stake your assets knowing that you're inside a framework, just like an ETF, just like a checking account, just like a savings account. You're doing your bit on a platform like Flare Networks. You're doing your thing, knowing that the regulations and the laws and the rules are all in place. Super, super exciting. Like, we are on the edge of all of that. And that is the really first step into moving to an asset-backed system, as it is with one-to-one and a surplus of stablecoins, right? Data shows more good news here, that XRP is a significant component of the Stocks Digital Asset Blue Chip Index firm under European regulations and global index by leading index provider Stocks. If you go into this, is exactly what it says, and it shows the breakdown here that obviously is a prominent firm, disclosed the composition of XRP and other crypto assets in the index for its latest review. And as you can see, Stocks Digital Asset Blue Chip Index, representing high quality crypto assets that reflect a current crypto scene, and XRP right here at a weighted average of 11.71%, along with the others that are shown, BTC and ETH being the larger ones, and obviously XRP, and then Cardano and Tron. So there you have that, ladies and gentlemen. And then there's this. I want to show you this because we're getting ready to hear from Marcus Infanger, Senior VP from RippleX. And boy, are you going to love it. But this is just a reminder that SIX, Ripple-backed crypto market maker, Key Rock's $72 million fund. Now, I'm bringing this up from December 22 to remind everyone and newcomers in the space, we got new people joining the channel every day, that didn't know that Ripple had joined a Series B as a new backer back in 2022. SIX is SIX FinTech Ventures. You can see the logo right here, just so you understand what we're talking about. And this is the video showing SIX with the Bank of International Settlements and the Innovation Hub with Project Helvetia, talking about the feasibility of integrating tokenized digital assets and wholesale CBDCs on distributed ledger technology. I don't need to play the video. You got it. Plus, there's music in here, and I'm not really sure if it's a copyright anyway. Helvetia Phase 3 from Swiss National Bank is set to be completed this month, June 2024. That's something else to note. We know that Ripple is, in fact, on the task force with the BIS. We know that they are a seeded or a Series B investor in SIX. I mean, what else do we want? What else do we need to see here? Again, a reminder. Anders here says, rightfully so, a host of new currencies are scheduled to be switched on for Ripple customers later this year. This is what we're talking about, whether you're talking about the Clear Sea news or Clear news we just talked about, or any other news in the introduction of stable coins from other countries or CBDCs. It's all coming. And this is fantastic news. And I can't wait to see more options made available, because it's going to bring more use case, more utility to the network, more reason to be on the ledger. No question. And then we see good news here before we get to Marcus and Fanger here that really supports the conversation that Marcus is about to have with all of us. Ripple officials are meeting with Georgian National Bank representatives. Come on in. National Bank Georgia has already partnered with Ripple Labs for a digital currency project, Lari. And I want you to hear this now from Marcus and Fanger, Senior VP of RippleX, outlines directions of Ripple.
You're running quite a lot of innovative projects at Ripple. Can you explain a little bit about the direction you guys are heading?
Yes, so I talk a little bit about the XRP Ledger, which is essentially public open source blockchain that Ripple works with and is one of the core developers alongside other developers. And so that blockchain was essentially designed with sort of institutional grade financial use cases in mind. So it's very cheap to make a transaction, fraction of a cent. It's very fast, 3 to 5 seconds, and it's scalable, and it has been battle tested. It's had 2.5 billion transactions in its 11-year history, more than any other blockchain, and has never had any security breach or something alike. And so it was designed with things like payments in mind, but we see also a lot of tokenization happening, non-fungible and functional as fungible. So for example, there's real estate projects. One is called Proper Home, based in Portugal, who are building a real estate market to buy, sell, and rent property on the XRP Ledger. There's carbon credit or carbon market projects that help to basically make sure carbon credits are counted correctly and not double counted, and so forth. And then there's a lot of efforts from our side for CBDCs as well. We're engaging with like 12 or dozens of central banks.
Nice.
Credit or carbon market projects that help to basically make sure carbon credits are counted correctly and not double counted, and so forth. And then there's a lot of efforts from our side for CBDCs as well. We're engaging with like 12 or dozens of central banks. 4 pilots have been publicly announced already. And so there's a lot of interest from kind of like stable coin side as well. And so we definitely put a lot of emphasis on sort of like this notion of institutional adoption of blockchain finance. And then on the Ripple net side of our house, we sort of help to really abstract these complexities to be able to interact, the seamless user experience, this usability that sometimes lacks if you need to plug in directly with these protocols. And so that's kind of like how we use this blockchain, for example.
And are you happy with the current, let's say, rule book? Because we talked about trust and rule book before. For now, happy they should simply leave it for 3 years and...
I wouldn't say that's quite the truth. I mean, we have been very passionate about engaging with regulators. We have engaged with a lot of regulators. There's a lot of positive developments in places like Singapore, Japan, Brazil, the UAE, where you see really, and obviously the EU, right, with MiCA. It's maybe not, as a crypto native person, it's not perfect, but at least it's clear. Whereas in the US, which is obviously a very important market, you see this, kind of like this clarity being resolved through litigation, which I personally believe is not the most constructive.
Well said there by Marcus and Fanger. Dozens of central banks. Dozens of central banks. It's an old narrative, ladies and gentlemen. That's what the anti-XRP Gestapo are saying these days. That's an old narrative. You know what I wonder? I wonder if those people caring that we should stop talking about Ripple and XRP because it's an old narrative. I wonder if those people, if they have sent emails to Chris Larsen, said, Chris, I know you've been at this a long time, Chris, and you're still on the board, but you want to let all this go, Chris. Your whole idea, your whole, everything you've had from the inception of it, you're a visionary, obviously, but it's time to set it down. That's what the anti-XRP Gestapo have come up with, Chris. And it's time to let Brad and everybody else know, and David, that, you know, the narrative's old. We need to give it up. We need to move on to other things, you know, like some crappy pump and dump token that somebody wants to pump so they can make their bags bigger and sell it into the face of their own audience because they have no moral compass. Oh, goodness. Boy, what a crypto winter it's been. That was actually an accurate summation of some of the people that are still out here today. Oh, it's just, it's pretty hilarious. Woo! Here we see from Grad Crypto, this isn't hilarious. I'll tell you what, this here is looking pretty damn sexy right here. XRP time frame July 24 or May 25. You listen, I could do it standing on my head long as it's headed the right way. Simple analysis, if XRP follows the blue cycle, then July 24 should mark the cycle top in terms of time frame at 1186 days. Green cycle alternative, if it follows the green cycle, then May 2025 will be our cycle at 1492 days. The duration is measured from cycle top to cycle top, which is more probable to be the cycle top. Stay steady. July 24 or May 25, Grad Crypto says these are key dates that could change your life and those depending on you. Wow. That is one way to say it, and really one way to feel it. And looking back at the time frame, you can see where he gets these time frame markers from. So, what will it be? I don't know. But I tell you this, I'm here till we see the plane come in for a landing. I can tell you that. And you'll not hear me tell you along the way that it's an old narrative and we should stop talking about it. You know why? Because it's more exciting and relevant now than it was when we first started talking about it. The last thing I'm going to do is stop talking about it now. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Ripple's about to launch a stable coin for the United States dollar. This is getting super, super exciting. We're on the last leg of the remedies phase here. We're going to get a ruling in the next month or two. And then we're going to move on to probably an appeals process. Hopefully we get the FIT 21 bill or some bill for stablecoin clarity. Wow. Nothing old about any of it. I'll catch all of you on the next one. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. In fact, we're going into the Freedom Zone, and I hope you'll go to digitalperspectives.com, click the Freedom Zone, and join us, because I tell you, it's a very real thing that the elite that you can't see, that's right, the elite that you can't see, and we've gone over it in the Freedom Zone before, who they are coming after all of the bottleneck places to control the masses in a way they've never been able to before. Don't believe me? Come on in and find out. All right.